For when we have faced down impossible odds, generations of Americans have responded with a simple creed that sums up the spirit of a people. Yes, we can.
Good day and welcome to Del Val Now. Cedric Shine and Darian Roopnarine are dedicated to building awareness and mobilizing the resources needed to serve our communities. They have partnered to create Make It Happen, an organization devoted to promoting community change by bridging the generations. The Temple alums most recently sponsored a Get on the Bus campaign to the inauguration of President Barack Obama in Washington, D.C., because they believe the opportunity to see this historic event will not only challenge but change the status quo in the Delaware Valley. Gentlemen, welcome to Del Val Now.
Good to be here, Maurice.
Thank you. Cedric, tell me about Make It Happen.
Make It Happen, believe it or not, it really just started off being an idea between Darian and myself during some talks that we were having in the fall of 2007, right? And basically we were just having a lot of conversations centered around spirituality and just the state of our communities and what we could do to actually affect change, to be a positive, influence in our community. So we came and we met with a few other Temple alumni and some other colleagues that we had met over the years, and we just decided to start a group that would be more so focused on bridging the gap between different age groups, but also helping mobilize different nonprofits to help the people who they really want to serve.
Mostly generational youth, young adults. And
see, the thing is with the youth are the people of tomorrow. It's the future, so we have to definitely be in step with them. But what about the people of right now, my generation, your generation? We need to definitely be in tune with them. So if we have each of these groups on the same page, working towards the same goals, then we're not constantly trying to recreate the wheel.
Understood. Yeah. How did you two meet?
We met in college. You know what I mean? We're, like you said, alumni at Temple University. We met there during our last year as a part also in our fraternal organization as well, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. So.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. On your website, you say Make It Happen is an organization dedicated to building awareness and mobilizing the resources needed to be successful in underserved communities. Now, you sold T-shirts to finance the bus trip in D.C. Tell us about that.
T-shirts, the whole thing is, it's about T-shirts with a purpose, right? So these T-shirts wore Barack Obama's face, yes we did, showing that we had accomplished something. But what we were really trying to do was not only have people be aware via what they were wearing, but also allow their monies to contribute to something, that would benefit their community by getting students from local high schools, the Leadership Preparatory Academy and such, down in engineering and science, that school as well, getting them down to D.C. for the inauguration.
So it was really something about joining hands in the community to do something greater than themselves?
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, what was it like to be at the inauguration of President Obama? What was that like?
It was a good feeling. I mean, I know there's a lot of words come out there, beautiful, amazing, first time, but this is really like our generation's first time. Like we just getting into the voting scene. Like the people above us who are able to see this, they voted many times before. This is my second time voting, and to be able to vote and see this type of first be aware of this type of economic conditions that we're facing in America, and just to see that through this election that we have a candidate that's willing to address the needs that many of us see and want addressed. So it was beautiful to actually say, this is my second time voting. You know what I mean? Your vote, the person you voted for, actually became into office, and you were able to make a movement down there to see, this actual ceremony that no one ever paid attention to, at least our generation. So it was beautiful there.
Give me a sense of where you were on the mall, and when you got to the mall, how did you feel? What were your emotions at the time? I really want to get a sense of that. Where were you?
When we got there, it was a lot of course, they expected a lot of people there. We said it was a lot of pandemonium, a lot of people there. It was. But I said they had it pretty much controlled. With all the influx of people, we were like wondering where you're going to go. You all saw the signs for the people who had tickets. Yes. We didn't have tickets. We went out there just to bring our group out there just to be amongst the feeling, the atmosphere.
Yes.
So we first started and we saw if you look directly at the White House, we saw our first view of it was the corner of the left side. We saw just like the crowd, right? And then we ended up we just kept being led. Let's just walk this way. You know what I mean? Let's just keep walking this way. By the beginning of the ceremony, when they're announcing, you know what I mean, the first family vice president to come up, did the prayer.
Yes.
We were directly in the middle of the had a perfect view to the whole ceremony display, and we were right in front the Washington Monument where the water is, and then right before the White House, the lawn. So it was a beautiful how it ended up. We ended up seeing being witness to the whole thing.
So you're saying you got a beautiful look at it. Well, because of that, we witnessed a historic election in which young people were organized and got involved, and you voted in record numbers. Now, in fact, our crew had a chance to go out and talk about various issues with folks, and we spoke with a student in reference to student involvement. So let's take a listen.
Welcome you and to say a few words about why we're here.
The students at Temple University, we had students for Barack Obama, we had students for John McCain. So both these students actively tried to register people to vote, tried to bring the opinions, the policies of both these presidential candidates to the students of Temple University. So I felt that students did an excellent job, especially here in Philadelphia.
How do we build on the momentum and activate the next generation? I mean, of course, the two of you have definitely gotten involved, but how do we get to the next level with progressive leaders?
I believe a moment is just that. It's just a moment, you know, and we can't get caught up in this moment and just be so excited that, you know, we've reached this plateau. It's just the beginning.
Right.
So I think a movement is what stands strong. When you think of the civil rights movement, when you think of the black arts movement, when you think of people holding themselves accountable, and me holding you accountable, you holding me accountable, that's when we're gonna capitalize off this. One of Barack Obama, the biggest message that Barack Obama says to me is, I need your help. I'm going to need you to help me govern. I'm going to need you to get involved in local politics. I need you. So I feel if we try to do our best to not just get so swept up in the moment, like when you were talking about earlier, how did it feel? When we were down there, we felt that we needed to be held accountable. We felt that we had to be responsible for our actions, and for us to get involved. We can't complain about what's going on in our communities if we're not involved.
So you felt a mission.
Definitely.
Once you got there.
Definitely.
You could feel the spirit of, I need to do something once I walk away from these grounds to go back to my community and do something very solid.
Definitely think being consistent in your efforts as well, because you know what I mean, you could have the greatest plan. Son and I always talk, you could have the greatest plan, but if nobody consistently seeing you doing it, they won't be inspired or motivated by you. Like people are a funny being, you know what I mean? They only see to do things when you see it happening. So if we're visible, to show people that we're continuing to do something in the community, that will spark the mind of the next person who will push this make it happen idea forward.
Interesting you said that, because as we listen to another clip from a recent Temple grad, she talks about what she'll be doing as a result of her involvement in the recent general election.
Okay.
And it was a start of a change, but we still have a lot to go. So definitely bringing resources to the inner city, just educating our youth, as well as people that may not know what's going on, just to give them a sense of the issues at hand and how we as a people can make a change. I'm definitely interested in doing that and pursuing that.
Obama, throughout his campaign, even now talks about change. And as you saw on change.gov, he gave a lot of direction into the directions he was going to go in during the course of his administration. What are you and other young people that you know going to be doing to incorporate change? In other words, when you get back on the ground, which you've already been on the ground, what are the things you're doing now? What are you going to be doing going forward to affect that change where you live?
You know, I think it moves into now we're conscious of certain things now. We're conscious of the power that your opinion and your actions and activity in local politics is. So it just opens our eyes to say, like, you know, I'm not just going to think about something and try to do it by myself. I have to get involved with, you know what I mean, the things that are happening around me, so I can, you know, voice my opinion, lend a hand, so I can hopefully make some things, change things, make things happen.
We need Barack Obama.
That's why I stand here today. Because even though my mother didn't have a lot of money,